Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode number 42, my first weight training related injury. So, yes, I knew this day was coming. Not that I was calling it in, but I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time before I hurt something. And here we are. So, unfortunately, I am no stranger to injuries. My first injury, well, I don't know if it was my first injury, but my first like prominent injury happened in like 2000, I don't know, 5 or 7 or something like that. It was when I was belly dancing professionally. I actually tore my right glute medius. And it took about 9 months for it to heal because, I refused to stop dancing. And I did get physical therapy for it. And I actually had an MRI, which was how we diagnosed that it was a tear. And it was minor, thank goodness. But still, a tear in the muscle is like kind of no joke. And unfortunately, it caused a lot of low back problems and a buildup of some scar tissue on the right lower lumbar. So I dealt with that for a very, very long time. And I actually started seeing a chiropractor for that. And then, of course, life goes on, and I got in like several car accidents that also kind of messed with that lower lumbar area. And then I also had a lot of like cervical spine strain in the neck too. So chiropractic care has been a normal part of my life for, oh my God, well, probably since 2005 or whatever year that was. So a very long time now. And then regular massage is also part of my self-care routine. So I get a massage probably once a month anyways. So over the years of doing all of that, the scar tissue has really calmed down a lot from that old injury. But it got activated recently. So now let me talk about, the point of this video, which is my current injury. So, unfortunately, I wish that I could point to like, I did this thing and then, I felt a pop or I heard something or whatever, and then I felt the injury. That I feel would be a lot easier, to kind of diagnose, and I feel like it would be really useful information for my healthcare team to know, but that is not at all how it happened. All I can tell anybody is that I was weight training one day, and it was a lower body glute day because I do most of those. I do 3 lower body a week, and I do 1 upper body a week. So I was doing a glute training day, and it was a lot of like deadlifts and some like heavy back squats and possibly some Romanian deadlifts. So a lot of hamstrings, a lot of glutes, and, full on like back squats and deadlifts and like traditional deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts. Like these are complex movements, and I wouldn't recommend them for beginners, and I definitely did not start there. My coach worked me into these more complex movements, which I'm super grateful for, or I probably would have injured myself like a long time ago. So we started with things like, yes, a back squat, but like a box squat. So I would sit down on a box and then I would press up, stand up from there. So it was really good to kind of like, 1, get the hang of those movements, and then 2, build up the strength that would be needed to actually do a full on like big girl, back squat or something. So I did my regular lower body workout, and then I don't remember if I did a cardio that same day or if it was the next day, because usually I'm pretty tired after lower body days, and so I don't really have a lot of gas in the tank to immediately do any kind of cardio after that. So I usually save the cardio for my upper body workout day, and for rest days. So I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was the same day or the next day, but it was and has been rainy here in San Diego, and so I wasn't normally I like to do my cardio outside. And right now I'm doing a steady state, medium intensity, steady state cardio, which means I can go for a brisk walk and that counts. So, and it's for 25 minutes. But since it had been rainy and continues to be a bit rainy, I was doing my cardio on the treadmill. So the difference there is when you're out in real life and you're just like walking and doing whatever, like there's a natural change in your cadence. You'll kind of speed up and slow down, and you know, you might get distracted or whatever and slow down, and then you'll realize it and you'll pick up the pace again. When you're on a treadmill, boy, it's a machine, right? Like it only does what you tell it to do. And I had it set for a brisk walk, a very like quick pace. I was still walking, but it was a fast pace. And 25 minutes of like this constant fast pace might have done it, because my hip flexors were really angry too. So I realized I didn't even say like what the actual injury was. I hurt my low back again, that same area that I felt it in all those years before when I had that glute tear. So it was whereas before it was kind of centralized on the right side, this time it was across the entire lower back. And you know, I kind of thought, oh, I'll just like rest it a day or two and I'll be fine. No, I wish. This was like really bad. I was icing it. I was putting the heating pad on it. We have an infrared sauna at my gym, so I was going to the sauna. What else was I doing? I think I elevated my legs a little bit on one day. What else? I'm trying to see if I wrote down in my notes anything else that I did. Oh, massage chair. We have a massage chair at my gym too. So a lot of like also, OMG, I had to make 2 kind of urgent trips to my chiropractor. Like the one day I was in so much pain, I couldn't even bend over to put my shoes on. So I called him that morning and was like, can you please fit me in like ASAP? I don't care what time, I will be there. And they were able to fit me in like pretty much immediately. And then another time, a few days later, I was just it was bad. It was constant pain for probably a full 7 or 8 days. I mean, just constant. Nothing I did really helped. Even all of the self-care stuff that I was doing didn't really help in the moment. But I know definitively that like long-term, it you know, ultimately made a difference. So I had to go see him a second time, and gosh, the adjustments were great. However, they like took my breath away in the moment. And there were a couple times where he was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Keep going. So yeah. So because it was constant pain and for so long, like I said, 7 or 8 days just straight, I did engage with my primary care physician, and out of an abundance of caution, she did an x-ray. Of course, an MRI would probably be better, but we're really early in the year and that's really expensive. And so she's like, let's just start with an x-ray. They're not as expensive. So I had an x-ray. I do have a history of osteoarthritis in my left foot. And so she was a little bit concerned that since arthritis is already starting to show up in some of my joints, that maybe that's kind of what's going on in my back too. So we did a picture of the low back and also an x-ray of the pelvis to look for arthritis, to look for signs of a bulging disc, to look for anything where like misalignment of the spine or the pelvis itself, like any kind of misalignment in anywhere, possibly like shapes, how do I want to say this? Like different, I guess, like shapes of the hips, like the ball and socket joint. Some people have like a smaller socket, but like a bigger ball joint. And so that can kind of cause pain, and can lead to arthritis a bit faster too. So she was looking for all this stuff. And she said, also, yes, technically x-rays are for more dense, bones and stuff like that. But if there is something really bulging or very super obvious, that sometimes it can pick up on that even though it's soft tissue. So I went ahead and had the x-ray. The good news is that it was all clear. Everything was negative. All my bones look good. No signs of arthritis. And the alignment was good. The sockets and joints, they all look appropriate sizing. We're all clear there. So the other thing that she did was she wrote me a script for physical therapy. So I did start seeing a physical therapist. I've seen him once, and he did cupping, and we did some manual manipulations and stuff. So he's very scientific about it, which I love. So he did an assessment, and then we did like some exercises, and he did some like compression in different places and some therapy, some treatments and stuff. And then we did a reassessment afterwards, and there was some improvement. And he also identified a few areas of weakness, which is also really good. So we have a nice plan of how to move forward. And at the moment I have I think 6 weeks of therapy kind of mapped out. My doctor was really cool. And since this was a medical necessity, she made the prescription open-ended on the physical therapy. So, a lot of times when you have therapy, they give you 5 treatments or 10 treatments, and you kind of have to see how it goes. And then if you need more, you have to ask for permission for more. But she left it open-ended, which is really, really nice. So we're going to start with the 6 and kind of see how it goes. And then I also have a very good friend who is an amazing body worker, and I have an appointment with her to do some body work as well, because there was some stuff going on in the hip flexors, and I could feel some stuff going on in the glute and in the hamstring in addition to the back. She knows some techniques to alleviate a lot of that stuff, so we're gonna work on that. And hopefully that will help to speed up the process in healing. The good news is that after seeing the physical therapist, I had a day or 2 of some rest in there, which was nice. And I am feeling a bit better. So the pain is no longer constant. It kind of pops up every now and then, which is good. So I feel like there's a lot of progress that has been made in a pretty short period of time. But definitely I think part of that is due to just my immediate response in taking care of this situation. Again, not my first rodeo. I have been injured so many times, especially with all the car accidents and stuff that I've been in, that I know pretty full well, what the regimen is of what to do. You always want to get the inflammation out of there as fast as possible. So the icing really helps. Taking things like anti-inflammatories really help. And yeah, so, and then of course the chiropractic, the massage, all that good stuff. So, yeah, another leg of this journey for sure. So now we have a little bit of an injury journey tacked onto it. We have the fatigue, which has been a lot better. We have the GI issues, which are, we're making progress, which is good. Yay. Not out of the woods yet on that, but we are making progress, which is encouraging. And now we've got this third thing, which is an injury. Never a dull moment around here, I tell you. So anyways, I just wanted to give you that update and say thank you so much for following along with my bikini competition journey. I love having you here, and I'm so grateful that you watch every week. Questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, feel free to pop those in the chat below, or you can DM me on Instagram at Melaminah, and that way anything that you ask will be private. You don't have to put it out there on the public forum if you don't want to. And yeah, I mean, feel free to share this with anyone who might find it interesting, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I drop a video. I usually drop one every Friday for Fitness Friday, and thank you again for watching. Until next time, talk to you later. Bye.